Welcome to the show, guys. Want to do a quick reaction video to yesterday's game, okay? Now, it was the Lions versus the Chiefs and the fantasy impact regarding that, okay? Craziness. And I mean crazy in the sense that Mahomes is nothing without Kelsey. I mean, he absolutely sucked. So did those receivers, as I said. Now, if you listen to this channel, you know very well I told you that the Chiefs are a disaster without Kelsey, okay? And Mahomes, of course. But Mahomes without Kelsey was a disaster. So I want to cover the game here, talk about some stats, some highlights, some waiver wire week 1 talk here as well in regards to this game particularly, okay? Now, some people are panicking with Jahmyr Gibbs. I want to tell you, do not panic with Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to get to that in a second. Before I do, guys, make sure you guys do smash thumbs up and head on over to patreon.com/FFcounselor to get direct access to me, guys. Waiver wires, everything. Join the Frontlines community. Now is the time to join. Patreon.com/FFcounselor. Okay, let's talk about this game here. Some people are panicking that have Gibbs, okay? He didn't put up too many points. But let me tell you, every time he touched the ball, he deserved to be playing on every single down, and he looked better than everybody else playing. He literally looks like the best player on the field when he touches the ball. Let's talk about it. Now, Montgomery, okay, let's just say I'm a little pissed off with the whole Montgomery situation. I thought that he'd be on the field. I didn't think that he would get the amount of volume that he did. Not to mention, I didn't even think that he was even going to get the start. You guys, the Lions, invest a first-round pick, first round pick, okay? Top 12 pick or wherever he was on Jahmyr Gibbs, who is absolutely one of, if not the most explosive player in the NFL, and you bench him. Guys, this is absolutely ludicrous. It's insane. The fact that they even won yesterday is luck because, again, if Gibbs was out for more, he would have done a lot. They would have done a lot better, okay? So let's talk about this. Montgomery, 21 attempts, 74 yards, 3.5 yards per carry and got a touchdown, okay? Lucky touchdown. Now, he was playing with heart. There's no doubt about it, but he's playing to keep his job because he knows how good Gibbs really is. And even with that amazing O-line that the Lions have, Montgomery looked very lackluster. Running in between, yes, he was going in between, outside, very sluggish. Again, the 3.5 yards per carry on the 21 attempts and the 74 yards, that shows you that he doesn't get it done. Comparably, let's talk about Jahmyr Gibbs. The guy would go up for an amazing run, and they would bench him to break his momentum. I hate this. This is actually, ironically, the same thing that happened to Montgomery with Nagy when he was on the Bears. He'd come out, have a good run when he was a rookie, and obviously not anywhere near as good as Jahmyr Gibbs, and then he'd be pulled off the field. I hate it when coaches do this, especially when the talent is amazing. In this case, Jahmyr Gibbs is amazing. Jahmyr Gibbs, 7 attempts, 42 yards, 6 yards per carry. Like I said, when he got the ball, he was doing more with the ball, looked way better, it looked more explosive, okay? So should you panic from fantasy perspective? I'm going to say absolutely not. Do not panic because I'll tell you this right now. Jahmyr Gibbs is a far superior running back, far better running back, and should be the starter. Now, this is actually a good thing that they implement Montgomery more. Let them wear him down. He's going to be worn out. He'll be injured by week 4. He's not going to be able to maintain this pace. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be used more. Every time he gets the ball, he shines. And one more thing. Had he made that touchdown, and I think it was first or second quarter, he had a ball near either like 10 yards out of the red zone there, and he basically caught the ball, slipped as he was going to the right with the ball. That was an easy touchdown. He just slipped. Had he made that, his numbers would have been a lot better. Again, only seven attempts, 42 yards. He had a couple of receptions. I think he had 2 receptions for 18 yards. So listen, Gibbs is the future. Do not panic sell. Hold on to Gibbs, okay? That's first and foremost. Sam Laporta, a guy I told you to start week 1. A guy that was like 24th on the consensus rankings, moved up to 19th on the consensus rankings. This is a guy I told you guys to make sure you guys do acquire Sam Laporta because Sam Laporta is a guy that's going to be a viable start, okay? He's a plug and play. And he proved that he's a safety blanket for Jared Goff this season, okay? Sam Laporta, 5 receptions, 39 yards, okay? Absolutely solid. And he was actually catching the ball, unlike the Chiefs players, okay? So Sam Laporta moving forward is a startable tight end every single week. Now, in my leagues, tight ends get a PPR upside, so he did better than what you would see in standard numbers, okay? So, again, if I'm getting 10 points out of my tight end and I draft him after the 10th round, that is phenomenal value. Like I said, Sam Laporta has that top 5, top 10 upside at the tight end position. And I told you guys to grab him on all your teams, so you're welcome on that. Now, let's talk about the Chiefs here, okay? The Chiefs looks like an absolute disaster, especially without Kelce there. Now, who is the wide receiver to step up? The only guy to step up was the guy I told you to stash in Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, five targets, 3 receptions, and a touchdown for 29 yards. Now, Rashee Rice was the only guy that looked good. But what kills me about the Chiefs, and this is why I hate this team so much, and I have zero stock in the Chiefs, mind you, except for stashing Rashee Rice later, is because they spread the ball around. And what kills me is that all the wide receivers suck. Marquise Valdes-Scantling, I think he's the only guy that went 2 for 2. He sucks. Actually caught the ball a few times. He sucks. It actually did something surprising. But Kadarius Toney, I think he had 5 targets, only caught 1 of those targets. Absolutely terrible. I told you before the season started, this player sucks. He sucks. He sucks. People didn't believe me, and he can't stay healthy, blah, blah, blah. I know injury was a main concern, but he proved he actually sucks, and he's the reason that Mahomes even fumbled up and coughed up a touchdown, or an interception, that for that matter. Coughed up an interception, threw the ball, came out of his hands. Guys, I'm telling you, the Chiefs wide receivers and this team absolutely sucks. The only thing they got going for them literally is Kelce and Mahomes. And again, all you got to do is stop Mahomes and Kelce, and that's it, okay? But I'll tell you right now, Rashee Rice was the only guy that did well, and they weren't constantly feeding him. If your player is doing well, example, Lions and Gibbs, Rashee Rice, and the only guys I'm suggesting to really draft here, right? The fantasy relevant players, right? Mind you, I said Goff as a backup and Laporta. But the fantasy relevant players that I was mentioning actually showed sign and promise, while the other teams absolutely crapped the bed. So when you look at this team, guys, when you're looking at waiver wire, Rashee Rice, they're going to talk about him as a waiver wire wonder. I told you stash him on all your teams. I still don't think he's going to get the volume that you think he's going to get. So mind you, I do like Rashee Rice. I think he's the only upside on the wide receiver core there. I just don't know if he's going to be fed consistently unless they design him and make him a Tyreek Hill type role, which I think he's very capable of from a couple years ago. So in regards to Gibbs, don't panic. He's better. They're going to work him more. And I was told that he was going to get a reduced workload going into this game. He proved himself. He's going to be used more. Montgomery's going to be phased out. He's sluggish. He sucks at 3.5 yards per carry on 21 attempts. Show us that. Jahmyr Gibbs is clearly the better guy. Again, when you look at Mahomes and that team there, a bit of a disaster. Rashee Rice is the bright spot. And the Lions look like the real deal. Sam Laporta, start him every single week. As advertised by me, everyone had him outside the top 15. He was like top 19 tight end going undrafted. They were telling you to grab the Wallers, the Ingrams of the world. But again, guys, do not panic. It's very early. Waiver wire week 1. When it comes to this game, you got to look at Laporta if he's available in your leagues. Now, if you listen to this channel, you definitely have him and started him. And also take a look at Rashee Rice, but understand that consistency may not be there. All right, guys? Subscribe, thumbs up. That's my reaction. Jahmyr Gibbs needs to be fed. I was livid yesterday when I saw Montgomery get the ball, but he will be phased out, okay? It's going to be a committee, but Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get more work. All right, guys? Subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know what you guys thought of the game. That's your recap. All right, guys? I'm out. Make sure you guys subscribe. More coming your way. Big games this weekend. I'm out.